Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you how I catch and anticipate pullbacks. So let's begin. All starts with a pretty simple logic. So let's say here we have our range from A to B. And let's say we're longing, so B will be our final target. The only thing I look for to catch pullback are simply equal lows and equal highs. There is a high chance between two major equal highs and equal lows. And what I mean by major is not something, let's say, like this that we consider equal lows because they're pretty much the same on the high time frame. What I consider equal lows is something like this, right? Because it will include most of liquidity instead of this small zone having another candle that will make an equal lows. That's just volume. So after that, I have to mark up my zone below it, but I can simply wait to catch a reaction. I can wait for catching this reaction, or I can take it directly if there is a right amount of risk redeem. So let's say we catch, we target internal, and we go long, targeting external. And then we can actually go long, following our high time frame range, and go take it. And even if we have, for example, like this, equal highs right there, we can catch also pullback, right? All comes with a simple logic talking about my approach. So let's dive into some actual chart example. So right now, here we have this breakout structure. Here we have a QM right below here because we have price taking all liquidity. And then breaking structure. Same as here that we have a strong high. And we have all of our internal range liquidity that already got swept. We didn't have an actual PI that was close to them. Here the only thing we have was this imbalance field price action that is pretty far away. And also, if you drop onto the lower time frame, we will see price making a QM. So if you took actual liquidity and made a QM, there are high chances that now the price is ready to fulfill his overall target. Right, so what's his target right now? This high right here. That will be our range following the high time frame. Right, so let's say now we missed this move because we had any clear way to cut this long from there. And let's use the logic I already explained it. So what we have right here are just equal highs, are major equal highs. Why didn't take this high right here? Because most of the liquidity is inside of this high. A clear way to see major highs and major low is simply scaling up a time frame, and you will see is that this low or liquidity this high has the most liquidity instead of this. So that's simply logic. The time frame I use for catching pullbacks are simply the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and the 5 minute. So you should use only these to be able to catch pullbacks. So what we have above it, we have this unmitigated wick. The price, in this case, miss it almost by a pip, but you could actually get a short from there, targeting some internal range liquidity, right? So what we have inside of here, I think that's the candle formation. So we have this point of interest below. So let's wait price reacting from there. And price in this case misses, right? But what it builds? Simply other equal lows, right? So let's move up right now. In this case, what we have are other equal highs, this, and just above it, what we have is another block right there. We can fix it. In this case, that's pretty much an imbalance fill price action. Yep. So that's actually our short from there. Why? Because we have equal lows been feeding into this untested point of interest. So what's the target right now? I can exit pretty much right here, but this will be a 2R. I didn't like to take this more risk redeem while I'm taking obstacles, simply because there are high risk trades, and that should come with a pretty decent amount of a risk redeem. So my target for now will be something like this, for example, 4R. And then once we exit for this internal, you can actually catch along. So right now price currently dropping. Yeah. Also see how the same things applies with these two equal lows. Price reacted to this three kind of formation on the untested part before actually breaking it, giving this pullback. So if you monitor this zone, you will be able to catch something like this and stack another trade. Right, so here we have our long. So we can get targeting our external for a pretty 105 and our overall target for 109. So let's see how this come. So let's understand now the logic behind. How does the target get hit? We got everything in place, so there should be anything new about it. And look what we got pretty much here. We have this high and this high right here. What do they are? Equal highs. What do we have just above it? A point of interest. Most of you can be confused about this reaction because you will say, well, that's kind of small reaction. Why this low didn't hold? We have to use logic. On a lower time frame, for example, let's say on second time frame, that will be our range following the order flow. So this reaction is pretty enough also come into a breaker, and we don't even know what happened inside of here because we are on a way too much higher time frame to understand what's going on. So this reaction is pretty much, I will never take it, taking a short from there. But for example, let's say if I'm on second time frame and then miss, for example, these two entries right here, I can start looking on seconds to cut this long, having an interesting area to get a reaction from. So that's how I catch pullbacks in my session when I do ping pong. That's a very powerful trick you can use in your session. So for this video, it's all. See you into the next one.